Hey guys and girls, my name is Alan and welcome to today's pack opening video. So as you can see, my credit balance is pretty healthy at the moment, 3.3 mil. Well, if only that was real money. My mission fund's pretty decent as well, almost hitting 3,000. So I'm going to be buying a few things today. Well, obviously, that's what we're here for. And, well, actually, let's start from the beginning. So, if you hadn't heard, patch 1.08 has dropped for Mass Effect Andromeda multiplayer. That is now live. It's been live since a couple of days ago, I think it was. And with it brings a bunch of changes, and you might have already seen one of the videos I've posted. One of the big changes that have come with 1.08 is accuracy. They've changed the bloom and the spread of fully automatic weapons and a bunch of other weapons as well. I go into full detail of the patch notes and give you my thoughts and opinions on a breakdown of those notes on Acorn Vision. I will link that patch breakdown video on the screen now. I'll also link it in the description as well. So head over there, check it out if you want to know the full details. But the summary version is accuracy of weapons has been improved, full auto in particular. So try those out. And fire from cover gives you a significant increase in accuracy than firing in the open, but it's improved in both areas. Right, so as well as changing those things behind the scenes, they also added one new character, the Angaran Exemplar. He is an ultra rare, and well, at the moment I've currently only got one ultra rare. In fact, that's a good place to start. I'll just show you what I've got at the moment, as I always do, before we continue. So I've maxed out all my characters, almost maxed out my gold characters. I've got a feeling I might do that today. And as you can see, I've only got the kineticist still at level 1, but still does work. Moving on to weapons, I've maxed everything out below gold. Gold plenty to unlock, as you can see. I'm still missing a couple, but yeah, lots of work to do there. And ultra rares, well, nothing's really changed. I did use the port in the Apex mission. I think it's still going at the time of me doing this video. The one that's really long. I don't know if you've played it. It's called what's it called now? Something. It's on that Aqua map, but it's set at night time, and you're fighting a Ket. I forget what it's called now, but basically it's 11 waves. So I went into it not knowing that, and I thought it was wave 7, and I thought extraction wave now, yay, time to go home. And it just carried on as a normal wave, and I was like, what the hell's going on here? And then only after did I realise it was 11 waves, and it was kind of a bit of a taste of what it was like to play back in ME3. But a lot of things have changed. So even though in MEA there's only 7 waves, there's a lot more enemies on those 7 waves compared to ME3 where there was 11 waves, but the first like half of the match was really easy because there weren't that many enemies at all. So it was, yeah, taxing. Not used to playing those sort of long length games. And I was playing in a pub as well. Well, I always play pubs, mostly play pubs. So the players weren't amazing. I mean, they held their own, but again, it was like playing ME3 again, having to not necessarily carry the team, but well, I mean, I'll post a video. You can see for yourself if if you think I carried the team a lot or just a little bit. But I did a lot of work, in my opinion. And well, yeah. Long story short, poor on that particular mission with the critical points multiplier. That's the modifier for the Apex mission. It absolutely wrecked face. Literally just melted their faces off. It was great. So much fun. But would I want to do that mission again? No. So I'll post that video. You can check it out for yourself. I don't know when it's going to go up. It's quite a long video, but I think it's worth watching if you're interested in seeing that. Right, moving on to mods. As you can see, max out the commons and uncommons. I've got next to well, okay, I've got one of each pretty much. So I'm going to be buying a couple of these mods today with my mission funds just to show you how the system works. But I'm not going to spend too many mission funds on mods because I don't know, I just got a feeling that in the future there's going to be a better purpose for using them, so that's why I'm going to hold back quite a few. I don't know, I just got a feeling that they're going to add something in the future that I'm going to really want, and mission funds are going to be better spent on whatever those things are, whereas mods I will eventually get. I mean, these will eventually come out of the packs once I max out all the other stuff, so it's not the be all and end all for me, but if you do want to buy them, then they are in the store, and I'll show you how it works later. Oh yes, so there was a piece of equipment that was released last week. It's called Armored Compartments, and as you can see, it increases your ammo capacity by 50% and lets you carry 1 extra power cell into battle, so grenades or barricade or whatever. I'll insert the footage of me buying it now so you can see that I did buy it last week. And I forgot to flip the card in that video, but I mean, I've already told you what it does, so it's no big surprise. But there you go, you've seen it. Moving on to, well, do you really need to see these? I show you these every week. Well, every time I do a pack opening video. I don't think you really care. And then, well, show you these ones because that's just funny. As you can see, the state of my gels is still pretty bad. Starting to use first aid packs quite a lot more as well, to try and stop me from using gels, but the result is that I'm not really replacing gels, I'm just using up my first aid supplies, so hopefully I'm going to get some more of those. Yeah, that's what I really need at the moment. Okay, so let's get down to business. So if I go into the store quickly, I do have a couple of things I need to pick up. Some nameplates. So the first one is silver biotics. Well, silver for using biotic powers. Kind of boring, these nameplates. They're not very interesting. The ones in ME3 were very interesting. You wanted to equip those, but in these ones, I mean, look at this one. Do you know how much effort it took me to get this one here? Because certain maps are just awful to play, so I didn't really want to complete it, but forced myself to play it and look at it. I don't even want to use that. It looks terrible. But yeah, I got it done now. I don't really care about challenges per se, but it annoys me that there was just one little thing that I had to do and it just wasn't coming around by itself, so I forced myself to do it. And it was playing on Icebreaker. That's an awful map, by the way. Okay, it plays okay, but I hate the fact that there's so much verticality, especially when you're playing with pubs who get themselves dead on top of the stuff, and then you have to go and revive them, and it's just nightmare. And then it looks terrible as well. I like snow, but that map just looks awful, straight ass ugly. So new piece of equipment in the store. According to this clock, it expires in 10 hours, but that is wrong, right? I don't understand why they bother putting in a clock when it doesn't tell you the accurate time. It lasts for about 6 days or thereabouts, so it should be something days, 10 hours, 13 minutes, 30 seconds, not just 10 hours. So when I've told you in the past it expires in the next 24 hours, I've been wrong because the clock's been wrong. So forgive me for that, but I've been misinformed just like the rest of you guys and girls, so I don't know what's going on. BioWare, sort it out with Joe. Just remove the clock. Just say available until the next week or whatever. Right, so I'm going to buy this. Gives you 15% damage to pistols and SMGs. Very nice to go with my new Hurricane, which is amazing, by the way. First review out of the way. Hurricane that I unlocked last time. Fantastic weapon. Alright, so just before I get into the nitty gritty of that weapon, I'm going to tell you the game plan. So as per usual, I'm going to open 15 of these expert packs, and that'll bring me down to 1.5 mil, well 1.8 sorry, and then I'm going to buy, as always, one of these premiums to round the video off. Now, I did get a comment in one of my previous videos asking me, well, you know, sort of talking about why I wasn't buying premium packs. Now, so basically, the reason why I'm continuing to buy expert packs is because they're cheaper than the other packs, right? So I can get twice as many items for the same amount of money, and it's true, you get the same number of golds. So I mean, I spend 100,000 on expert packs, I get 2 guaranteed gold cards, and then, you know, a small chance to get an ultra rare. Whereas if I buy a premium pack, I get 2 guaranteed gold rares and a higher chance for ultra rares. So if your goal is to max out your ultra rare items, I say as soon as possible, it's relatively speaking, of course, then you should buy premium packs, premium Spectre packs. However, the reason why I'm buying expert packs, and it's for this very reason that you see on the screen right now, sometimes you'll get doubles. Now, I want to max out my rares, not fully, but I want to get a decent amount of rares under my belt before I move on to the next level of packs. So that's why I'm personally buying expert packs, to try and level up as many of my rares as possible for the same amount of credits before I move on to the next pack. I would say though, however, if you're going to follow my sort of pattern and sort of level up your gold stuff before moving on to the next pack, my advice would be to not max them out, because if you max them out when you buy a premium pack, as someone mentioned in one of my other videos, it's a point that I probably should have talked about in advance, but basically they were saying that obviously if you max out all your stuff, then all you're going to get from premium packs, if you don't get ultra rares, is consumables, and that is very true. So again, following what they're saying and just continuing from what I probably should have said previously, is that if you are going to do this, what I'm doing, and you know, not maxing them out, but leveling up your gold stuff, then I would you know, continue to do that obviously, but don't max them fully, because by the time you move to the premium packs, you don't get anything new, as in like gold cards, you'll just get consumables. So I'm gonna wait and see how I feel in terms of when I'm gonna do that, but it definitely won't be when I've maxed out all the rares, so don't worry. To the person who made that comment, I do appreciate your input. It has crossed my mind. I suppose I should have talked about my game plan. I did the same in ME3, so I guess in my mind I knew what I was doing, but you know, if you're watching the video and I haven't really talked about it, then you won't know what I'm doing. So yeah, it's good that the comment was made, and so now I've covered it. And Ultra rare, okay. Oof. Do you know what? I'd take another Hurricane because that thing is so good. But I would like a new character, please. Just the one, mind, just to try it out. Please. Poor? Okay. You know what? It's because I was talking about it earlier, wasn't it? That's why you've given me a poor. Now, this weapon has potential. It was buffed in, I think, 1.06, 1.07. If it gets buffed again, I think it'll be a very good weapon. But for the time being, if you outside of modifier Apex missions, it's kind of it's good, but it could be better. And if you put on like targeting VR, you can shred enemies. But yeah, I think just a tiny bit more of a buff. I think maybe clip size and a tiny bit more damage, just a smidge, because it is pretty good already. So I can only imagine how good it would be once I max it out and obviously use top level mods as well. So yeah, it's good, but just something a little bit more, I think. Falcon. Right, so... Ooh! Okay, I'll take it. And this is another reason why I'm buying expert packs for the time being, is because I might not get a lot of ultra rares, but there's still a chance to get ultra rares. And so I'm maxing out... Well, I keep saying maxing out. I'm leveling up my gold cards, and I've also got a shot at getting ultra rares. One new character, yes please. Nice! Krogan Gladiator. I've seen people do really well with this character. Basically what they do is they pull enemies towards them and smash them in the face with a hammer. It looks so fun. I cannot wait to try this out. And of course, I think I'll be doing gameplay on that sometime soon. I have no idea when, but I will be doing a video of said character. I don't even know if I posted a video of my other bloody N7 character. The Kineticist. I don't think I have. Okay, that first and then her. But nice. Cool. 2 ultra rares so far. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, so what was I saying? Hurricane. Yeah, Hurricane is great. It is just as good as I remember in ME3. The only thing is they've changed the sound, which, I mean, it sounded great in ME3 and it sounds good in this game as well, but I don't get why they don't just port over the stuff. You know, they've got all the assets, reuse them. No one complained about the sound of the Hurricane. People, oh my word. Check it out. Last video was awful, right? So dry. This video, 3 ultra rares already in less than a mil. That's what I'm talking about. I'll take a Black Widow, even though it's kind of average, so I've heard. A Darn, I'll take it. The Darn is good. Have I showed gameplay of the Darn? I think I have not. It's a good weapon. It's a really good weapon. Yeah. I don't know. Have I showed gameplay? I don't think I have. If I have, go and check it out. If I haven't, it's on my to-do list. It's on my to-do list along with all the other stuff I need to do. Right. So, Hurricane. Yeah. Sounds. Blah blah blah. Okay. Yeah. So, the thing that I think has also changed is that in ME3 it used 2 bullets per shot. Like every time you pull the trigger, it fired 2 rounds, and that's how it works. So it did a lot of damage, but it used up a lot of ammo. I don't think that applies anymore. It still does a lot of damage, but I don't think it uses 2 bullets per shot. Or maybe I'm just not paying attention to it. But that's how it works in ME3. But anyway, it's a really good weapon. If you get it, you should be over the moon. And I think my reaction to it was justified because it is a very good weapon. So yeah. Ooh, Ishiray. Okay, that brings me on to the next new weapon that I unlocked last time. Now, the Ishiray is basically an improved, well, I say improved, it's a more powerful version of the Black Widow. The way it operates is, I think, exactly the same. So it's a single shot weapon, so every time you fire a shot, you need to reload. And it does a lot of damage. Nice, nice. Double, I'll take it. Does a lot of damage, and, how funny is that? So I get the Solarian Architect, who could potentially be part of STG, and what weapons do they use? One of them is the Vedam, so I thought it was a nice coincidence. Reference to ME3, well, I guess it's not really a reference, it's just, you know, it's a Solarian weapon, the Venom, if you didn't know. Used as part of the STG forces, Solarian Task Group, I think it's called. Anyway, what we're talking about, Ishiray. So yeah, it works just like the Widow, and, oh nice, Indra. And basically, it's a single shot weapon, does a lot of damage, but it also suffers from the exact same thing as the Widow, and that is the reload speed is ridiculously slow. So it's fun to use, and I like getting one-hit kills. Well, sort of. Hey, maxed out, nice. But yeah, it suffers for the same reason as Widow does, and therefore I don't really use it, which is a shame because I think it could be a very good weapon. And if reload cancelling was in the game, I would definitely use it a lot more. And there was a lot of weapons that I would use a lot more. But as I said, long reload speeds. So outside of using it on certain characters that can instantly reload, like the turbocharged characters, and on Apex missions where snipers do a crazy ton of extra damage, it sort of gets relegated to the shelf, unfortunately. I think I've already talked about the Indra in the past, haven't I? Indra got buffed. Well, the recoil got adjusted, and so it's a really good weapon now. And I'm looking forward to maxing it out because previously, when I did my other video, nice equalizer, good, though surpassed by my Hurricane now. So I do like it, but I feel like it needs a buff now that I've got the Hurricane, because going back from the Hurricane to this, yeah. Apart from, I mean, the ammo thing is nice, not needing ammo, but I can't say I've ever... Well, I always run dry on the Hurricane, don't get me wrong, but I always manage to hit boxes, and I've learned to go into a pattern of rotating around the map and hitting ammo dumps accordingly. So if you manage it well, it's okay. Ooh, another one max, okay. So Sweeper, I keep saying it, if they buff this weapon, I think it'll be really good. It's getting there, accuracy wise, it's a lot better than what it was before, but it just needs a good damaging boost. Right. So that is 1 million credits, and I've not used any of the S versions that I unlocked last time. I don't know, I've been having too much fun using my other weapons. But basically at level 1 they only do a tiny bit more damage than the common versions at level X, and I've got all the common versions at X, and I don't use the common versions at all, so something that does a tiny bit more damage I don't think I want to use either. So when they hit higher level, I'll give them a go and I'll give you a review then, but as it stands they only do a tiny bit more damage than my current existing common versions, so it's kind of pointless. Right, so that's 1 million credits spent so far and 3 ultra rares, not too shabby. Right, so I'm going to do 10 more of these, which brings me down to 1.8, and then I'm going to spend 100,000 on a premium pack, and then we'll call it a day, after buying 2 mods from the item store. Right, what else do I have to talk about? I think that's it for weapon reviews. I've only used the Ishire and the Hurricane. As I said, I used the Ishire during an Apex mission with the sniper multiplier, and it was good. It hit really hard. And as I said, if you use it on if you use it with powers like turbocharge, which instantly refill the chamber, you've effectively got 2 shots at big targets. But yeah, it's not something you could use all the time. Well, I can't use it all the time anyway. I feel like having to wait for the cooldown on turbocharge is it's still too long, and I'd much rather use something else. But that's just me. Hurricane, as I said, amazing. If you get it, good for you. If I get it, great for me as well. Hey, another one maxed. Okay, interesting. So maxing out a few characters. Obviously characters are the most common, then weapons, and then mods the rarest. So even though they're the same tier, it's ordered a little bit differently. Come on, give me some ultra rares, please. Vanquisher. Ooh, okay. Getting close. No Riga Carbine so far. I have tried it in single player, it's kind of meh. Alright, so as you can probably tell from the blurriness of the footage, my bloody Elgato crashed yet again. So I had to recover this footage from the PS4. But fortunately I talked about most of the stuff I was going to cover in this video anyway, so I guess I'll just wrap it up as we go along through the packs and just talk about minor stuff as well. So Turian Agent, I'm continuing to use him. His unique ability is being able to see through walls, a bit like the Geth scanner, but not quite as good because it's only temporary and it doesn't give you any bonuses like rate of fire and that sort of stuff. So yeah, he's kind of fun to use, but more novel than anything else. But I've been putting in some time, and if they ever sort out the reload speed on snipers, I reckon it'd be really fun for getting wall bangs. But as it stands, he's sort of an okay average character at best, in my opinion. As I said, I haven't really been using the S versions of the weapons I've been getting, of the common versions, because they only do a tiny bit more damage, so there's really no point at the moment. And I've got all these other new weapons to try out as well. I mean, Lord knows I've got all these N7s which I haven't really been putting that much time into, partly because they're not very good, but you know, things like the Hurricane and the Dan, you know, there's no point using the common versions at all if you've got those two. And I end up getting another Turian Agent, funnily enough. So actually, that brings me on to a good point. I didn't mention, but I have posted a gameplay commentary in the last week or so. It was of the Havoc Trooper, Turian Havoc Trooper, using the Revenant. This is post patch 1.08, so it gives you a little idea of what's changed in terms of recoil and how it's improved. Picked up the Viper S for the first time. I don't think I'll be using it anytime soon, but that's another one, another rare out the way. I'm just missing the Riga Carbine now. As I said just before the video cut off, I'm still missing it, but I have tried it in single player and it wasn't very good anyway, so I don't feel like I'm missing out on too much. And then I pick up an N7, which is nice. I think this is the fourth one so far in the video. And I remember asking for a new character, I believe. End up getting the so bad or the so average. So even though patch 1.08 has increased the performance of full auto weapons in terms of the accuracy, I have since tried the Sonad and it is still shooting all over the place. Don't take that out of context. And so it's, I don't know, it's they really just need to make it to the point where it was as well. It is as accurate as the Typhoon from ME3. That's where the weapon should be performing, in my opinion, or at least make the spread a lot tighter than what it is, because it's been improved. Don't get me wrong, but it's still got a ways to go yet. And I'd still rather use a lot of other weapons because of the fact that I can actually hit enemies and do a considerable amount more damage because I'm landing shots rather than just spraying and praying with the Sonad. And it just, I don't know, it seems a bit cumbersome as well. Like, it runs out of ammo really quickly. I know you fire at a high rate and everything, but for an N7 weapon, I think it should be performing a little bit better. I mean, if you compare that to the Hurricane or to the Darn shotgun, I mean, those two, even though they're in the same tier, way outshine the Sonad. So yeah, they've got a ways to go yet with balancing certain weapons, and this is definitely one of them. Alright, so as you can see, the footage has cleared up a bit, and that's because I did start recording again using the Elgato, because I did realise it had crashed and therefore I started recording again. But because something went wrong when it crashed, it wasn't picking up my microphone after I started recording again, so I spent all that time talking through what I thought was a live gameplay, well, live commentary, and I didn't record any of it, so I've had to post narrate this as well. I didn't manage to get an ultra rare. I got 2 gold cards. One of them was a Krogan Works, so it's now maxed out, and the Predator S. I have actually tried the Predator S since recording this video, and it's not very good. So yeah, not happy about that. And as you can see, I'm moving on to buying my mods using mission funds. But as I said earlier in the video, the reason why I'm not going to spend all of them is because I feel like there's going to be something introduced in the future which would be better served with mission funds rather than just buying mods, which you'll eventually get from packs anyway. And the bit that I'm talking about here, well, thought I was talking about, is that if you've maxed out your commons and uncommons already, and if you buy a mod using mission funds, you'll just get a consumable. So it's really silly that they haven't left some sort of a note or just grade it out entirely, because you might accidentally spend some mission funds and think you're going to get one or something else, and well, you end up getting nothing but a consumable. So just a word of warning, avoid those if you've already maxed them out. As I said, it would be better if they grade it out, or at least left some sort of warning obviously when you buy it, because otherwise you're potentially wasting mission funds. So as you saw there, I picked up an AR barrel and then a pistol barrel. Pistol barrel I'm very happy with because obviously it'll go with the Hurricane, and I use quite a lot of pistols in this game. And AR, well, damage is always good, but I just need some decent ARs to use now, and I think they're looking to adjust those slightly. So stay tuned, hopefully some more changes come in the future. And again, I'm just showing you a recap of my consumables. So I picked up, a decent amount of revives. Alright, so we just move through the characters. As you can see, I've maxed out all but the Turian agent. So the next video, if I continue to buy expert packs, I'll be getting plenty of those, I would imagine. And as you can see, I didn't flip the N7 card for the Krogan Gladiator, so I've done that for you now, just so you can see it. And moving on to weapons, as you can see, picked up a variety of stuff. I'm still just missing the Riga Carbine, but everything else is coming along okay, I suppose. I've still got quite a lot to go though, so I don't think I'll be doing premium packs in the next video, but maybe the one after that. But yeah, they're getting to a decent level now, a lot of them. It's just a few more I want to rank up just to try out again, but yeah, quite a ways to go. I mean, things like the Shadow, the Scatter Shot, definitely looking forward to trying those out at a high level. They're okay at the moment, and again, they've got potential, just like the Sweeper. If they get buffed slightly, they could be a lot more useful and a lot more effective in battle. I mean, but they're fun to use. They're okay to use at the moment. I just think they could be a little bit better. And then moving on to the N7 weapons. So, funnily enough, not a single new ultra rare weapon today. I managed to just pick up, upgrades of existing weapons. Now, statistically speaking, getting one or the other should be exactly the same. However, I have more ultra rare weapons that I haven't yet unlocked versus ultra weapons that I do have unlocked. So really, if you're basing it just on probability, I should have picked up a new one versus picking up upgrades of the ones that I've already got, because I picked up, I think they were all upgrades, weren't they? I did pick up the Krogan Gladiator as a new car, but then I got a Sonad, I got a Paw, and I got a Dan. So 3 upgrades instead of getting a single new weapon. And here I'm just going through my mods and equipment, and eventually I do show you that there is one new piece of equipment that's probably going to come out this week, and that is the, I think, increased pistol damage and faster power recharge from what I can tell from that image. And then I show you my boosters, which I don't think you care about, but I'm going to show you anyway just because it's in the video now. Right, so that will do it for today's video. A little bit longer than I thought it would be. I think maybe in the future I'll have to cut back on the number of packs that I open, but I don't really like doing small videos because it takes the same amount of effort, and you know, I'd rather just get it all done in one go and then move on to something else. But if you prefer shorter videos, let me know in the comment section below. Likewise, if you've got any thoughts you'd like to share, maybe regarding stuff I've unlocked or anything else I've talked about, drop some text in the box below. And as always, if you enjoyed the content, consider tapping that like button. I really do appreciate it. But until next time, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and as I said, hopefully I'll get some more gameplay up this week. There's a bunch of stuff that I could show off, I just haven't yet got around to editing and uploading. But yeah, hopefully I'll get some of those up for you to enjoy this week. So yeah, as always, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, take care, and I will see you later.